page. This is Jennifer Bone. I'm one of the librarians at the Swick Library at the Belleville campus, and I'm going to make this little video, and I think you'll be able to easily follow it to complete the assignment. I hate to eat up some of your time on a Zoom session, and sometimes we have students drop in, so I wanted to make this for you, but we can absolutely still meet. I just wanted to give you the opportunity to watch this and see if it kind of helps you out. It's real quick. So you can just go to swick.edu, and from the Swick homepage, you can go over to Student Services and then just click on Library. Once you get to the library page, you can go down to find EBSCOhost. Right underneath the picture, you'll see there's this blue search widget, and that's where all the magic happens in the library. And EBSCO is located right on our Articles tab right here. Now, when you start your search in here, you can select any topic in psychology to find a research study about. So if we just took a general topic from psychology, and you can pick whatever you like, but if we just selected memory, and we want to make sure that the research study relates to psychology, so we'd also want to put the word "and" psychology. So that'll make sure that the article at least has those two words in it, which is important. So all you do is click on Go. You'll get your results page. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger just so you can see it a little bit more clearly. You'll see that we have 90,000 articles that have come up. I'm going to try a little bit bigger too. So that's a big selection. So how do we find the research study that Dr. Kufsky is talking about? We can set some limits, and to do that, you can go to the Refine Results section on the left side. From here, there are two easy check boxes in the Limit To area. The first one's going to be full text because we want to make sure that the article has a link to the full text so that you can read it and make sure that it is a research study and you can upload it in Blackboard. So we're going to check the box for full text. The other component that she's wanting you to do is also make sure that it's peer-reviewed. That means it's written by a nerd in the field, probably a psychologist, and that it's reviewed by other nerds, other psychologists, their peers who are reviewing it, and they say that it's good research that's contributing to that field. So you check the box for peer-reviewed, and just with those two check boxes, we have 26,000 articles. So we've knocked off a whole bunch. Now we also have to remember that it can't be older than 10 years. So right here, we can just type in 2012, press enter, the screen will go dark, and we can see that we have the checkbox, and our time frame. And you can also double check that in the limiter section here with full text, peer-reviewed, and the published date. So all of those things are set for us. Now what we need to do is try to figure out, in this list of 16,000, which ones are a true research study, where it's a researcher working with participants directly and producing data and publishing that. Because in this list, sometimes researchers do a literature review where they read 10 studies and say, after reading these 10 studies, this is what I've come up with as a new development in the field. That's what Dr. Kufsky doesn't want. So we want ones where the researcher works directly with participants, and then you can get the results. So one thing that I found that helps is that whenever they do a research study, there's always an introduction section that's labeled introduction. They always have a methods section, and that usually talks about how they're doing their research study, and it talks about the participants and things. So I found that a shortcut is typing in the word "and methods." And then you can just click search. And then from right here, we're down to a much smaller size. Now from this list, you still have to pick one. So how do you know which one is the best one and fits her criteria? For that, you actually have to click on the full text. And please know that Dr. Kufsky will not accept HTML, so you will need to use the PDF version. When you look at it here, you can see how it's all written. And what you're looking for, the first thing I look for is who are the authors, and they're located right underneath the title, and where are they located? Because sometimes researchers import data from other countries to analyze too, and that means they're not directly working with them. those researchers are actually located both in the UK, or at least that's their home school. So now I want to make sure that when they talk about participants, that they're coming from the United Kingdom as well. So I'm going to scroll through. It looks like they're in London. And I'm going to look for the section that says methods or participants. Oh, I see participants. Oh, so here's the methods section. Great. So they're talking about the study design. And so you can kind of skim through that. But more importantly, let's look at the participants. 110 participants were recruited from 3 universities in England. Great, we're in the UK. That's perfect. Participants were only able to participate if they were 18 years and above. Okay, so this looks like it would meet the criteria for Dr. Kufsky. So to take this with you, there's a couple of things that you can do. If you are working on your own personal laptop or just on a computer, you can just go ahead and download it with this little button right here. And then you can save it. A lot of times I tell students to save it underneath their last name, save it to your desktop so you can find it, and just click save. Then what you would do is you'd want to go back to wherever your link is for Blackboard. For me, I just use this little link up at the top. And then you can click on your Blackboard. You would log in with your Blackboard information. Once you've logged in, you will find your class and you will go to the JA Locate Dropbox. And you will upload the study that you found, your research study, and just click submit. It's quick, easy. I think you guys get 10 points for doing it, but it works just that simply. Now, if you need this research study for anything else, you can print it out from Blackboard, but sometimes printing from Blackboard can be a little complicated. So I always recommend to students, go ahead and email yourself a copy just in case you need it later. And there is a little email button on the right-hand side. And you can just go ahead and type your email address in here. And then just click send. And then that email will be sent to the email address you can put in. It can be your school or it can be personal. It doesn't matter. It just needs to know where to send it. So that is a quick update, overview of what you need to kind of look for. Please know that several of these will probably work for what you need to find a true research study. And remember, the tip is open it up, kind of look at, here's your authors, where are they coming from? This is the Department of Psychology at Oklahoma State. Kind of look, and it talks about, in this one, participants were recruited from a large Midwestern university in September, and kind of go through the participants section right here and kind of say, where were they? I guess Midwestern is maybe an Oklahoma university. So absolutely look and make sure that those two things are connected, where the researchers are, where the participants are. And if they say they're doing several activities, you might want to skip that one. It works best if it's just kind of like, hey, we gave them one survey, we got their answers, and then here are their results. Because if they go, well, first we interviewed them, and then we did this test, and then we did this test, I think that sometimes that can get a little much. So I'm not sure what activities she has you do, but usually, as long as you're making sure their participants and your researchers live in the same place or are being interviewed in the same place or surveyed, that's what you need. If you have more questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We do have students dropping in on and off today because it's the last week of classes here, but I want to definitely make sure that you get what you need. So if you need anything else, give me a holler. I'll be on my email this afternoon, up and down from my computer. It's great to meet you, Paige, and thanks for reaching out.